Okay, who is here? Who's going to be here or watch this? I want to thank you guys for joining in or watching this little video. I'm going to take a few minutes, and a big part of what we do is just in life with everything, like how did this whatever change your life, and having other people sharing that with other people. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm excited to share with you how these products have changed my life. And it all goes back. I want to start back that to say that Trina, I'm so happy to see you here. I want to say that this journey into essential oils it includes so much more than essential oils, because as a mom, I have leaned toward being healthy, organic, everything homemade. I want to say that I went against kind of just the norm of what everybody else was doing. I did things differently, and try to make everything from scratch for my family. I mean, just the way that I was raising my kids, I feel like it was a little bit different than maybe what everybody else was doing. And then at one point we decided to homeschool. And that is very, I think it's kind of on the edge, and not a lot. I mean, I think there's a ton of homeschoolers, but at the time, 13 years ago, I don't know that there were a ton. I knew a ton. At least I feel like the circle of friends that I traveled in, we were doing things a little differently. And we decided to homeschool, and it was outside of what conventional people were doing. And at the time, I want to say, and even now today, people will look at homeschoolers and say, there's a certain stigma, I would say, around homeschoolers, and there's a certain look that people anticipate, and a certain action, and a certain like people have an opinion about what a homeschooler looks like, acts like, turns out like. And I feel like in my journey, I didn't start out like this, but I think there came a point where I was like, that's not what we're like. We're we are like normal people who just took an alternative route of schooling, but we are totally normal people. And then I know there was one controversial pastor who used to talk about homeschoolers, and he would talk about these women who wear jumpers with doilies on their heads. And you know what? There might be a couple of those people out there. I don't know who they are, but maybe they're out there because that's what people think of. But I want to say that among my homeschool mom friends, they're totally hot moms. I don't, they're normal, hot, attractive, up to date with style and all that moms. And the other thing that the people want to say is that, homeschool kids aren't socialized. And obviously they're not talking to homeschool moms or homeschool kids that I know, because they tend to be the most outgoing, socialized, able to talk to adults and 3-year-olds and 6-year-olds. And they're not hung up on age groups, and they are so outgoing and so well adjusted. And I think there's a stigma attached. So all that to say, that this has been part of my journey, is recreating what people think of whatever it is I'm involved in. So if it's homeschool, if it's conservative Christian mom, that's me. And it's caring and loving, and whatever people think that conservative Christian homeschool moms look like or act like, I'm afraid that some meme or some media or whatever has skewed what we are actually like. So I think the same goes for essential oil people and doTERRA people. And I think what people are afraid of, like they have some sort of stigma. So my journey goes back to living in Chicago. We lived in Southern California, and we're from Washington State originally. We lived in Southern California for 3 years and loved Southern California, and my husband was transferred to Chicago. And while in Chicago, I met a friend who was also from Washington, and we became Facebook friends. We were both living in Chicagoland, but not close enough that we got together. But we were into organic and talking about vitamins and talking about natural health care and talking about the best ways to reach our family and care for our family with natural food, and etc. And so we would sit up late at night and Facebook, like, you know. But one of the things we also Facebooked about is how much we didn't like living in Chicago. And it was just, it's not, Chicago's a great place. If you live in Chicagoland, I love the people I met there. I love the people that I already knew there. It was really fun, and it was a great adventure, but my heart was still on the West Coast, and my husband was the same. So we started seeing how we can make it back. But if you're familiar with California and Southern California and Orange County specifically, it's expensive to live here. So my husband and I would lay in bed at night and talk and watch HGTV, and there was a show on there about Hawaii, and he would say, if you want it, you can make it happen. There's a place for you if you want to make it happen. Well, Hawaii would be nice to make happen, but we just wanted to make Southern California happen again. But I'm a homeschool mom. We live on one income. It is tough to survive in Orange County. So we just prayed about, God, if you open that door and we can somehow make it back to Southern California, we'll walk through it, but I don't know how you're going to make it happen. I don't know how in the world we're going to be able to afford to live there. So we just went on trust, and just as God opened the door, my husband's company had a job opening in in Huntington Beach, where we came from. It happened to be in Huntington Beach. They had a job opening, and he applied and he got the job. So here we were heading back to the land that we loved, and we set up home, and it was a struggle. It still is a struggle, but at the beginning it was a super struggle. And at that time, essential oils were kind of coming on my radar. I bought them before, but not in any kind of way that I would actually that would take over my home. I was familiar with the word, but didn't really use them. And a friend of mine started, she said, I'm all into this essential oils, and they are amazing, and they're doing this, and they're helping our family this way, and you wouldn't believe what they can do. And it almost sounded it didn't almost, it totally sounded too good to be true. And I was pretty skeptical. And, but you know what, she's sweet. And I was one of her, like a mentor mom within a church group that we were, and I was just really, she's precious, and she had little kids, and I wanted to support her. And I had a couple little areas I thought, maybe if it's worth it, I'll give it a try. And so I bought 2 things, and they were amazing. I had a wart on my hand, and we were crossfitting at the time, and we had muscle soreness, and that Deep Blue Rub was just amazing. But that was all I got. And because I still wasn't financially, I wasn't able to take the leap and buy a kit. I couldn't afford that, so I could afford my 2 little things, and then I just waited. And I was selling things on eBay and trying to raise extra funds. And around Mother's Day, I treated myself, and I bought another. They had a little 3 oil kit of Serenity, Whisper, and Balance, and I bought those, and you know what? I loved them. They just smelled so good. And I started using the Balance because it was grounding, and it worked for my kids, and it worked for me. I started wearing the Whisper as a perfume, as a natural perfume. It smells so yummy. I've actually had people stop me. I've had men stop me and say, what are you wearing? you smell so good, and I don't want to be weird, but I want to write that down for my wife, and I tell them it's essential oils. The third oil was Serenity, and that oil changed my life. I struggle with being anxious and trying to keep up with my schedule and my kids' schedule with homeschooling and sports and all these things. I was teaching a little bit to help raise some extra money, and just trying to keep track of it all. And so I would, just get a little bit wound up and worried, how are we going to make it work? And so the anxiousness was, it would just be kind of overwhelming. Well, that little bottle of Serenity, I would just smell it and it would kind of bring me down. And it totally started helping. And it's weird that a little bottle of smells can totally change your mood. It can give you hope. It can give you a sense of, we're going to make it. I don't know how we're going to make it, but we're going to make it. Or when you feel stressed, just smelling that, it's called Calming Blend, and it would calm me. And it was really, really amazing. Well, in that 1 year also, I was watching that young mom who enrolled me. I was watching her business grow like crazy because these oils are amazing, these products are amazing, and I was watching her just blossom and bloom and being able to provide for her family. And I was like, that's amazing, because I love this product. Maybe I would consider that. But I wanted to let you know that on Facebook I had put, I had posted things like, I need a job, I need something to do to earn some extra income, but don't talk to me about MLM. And I put that on Facebook. Don't talk to me about your washcloths, and don't talk to me about your protein shakes. I'm a teacher. That's what I am. I'm a teacher. I sold real estate for 11 years. My degree's in education. I wasn't going to do that MLM thing. But here I was loving these products and feeling that they had changed my life, and then watching my friend have her blossoming business because these products were so effective and really, really helping people. I called her up and I said, you know what? Maybe I'll tell somebody about these things. Maybe I'll mention it to somebody, because maybe they could help somebody else. And then I don't know what is going to happen from there, but maybe I'll mention it. So I had a friend up in Washington State who was struggling, and she was having some back issues and just kind of feeling down in the dumps. Well, I knew about my 3 oils and my Deep Blue Rub. So I said, let me send you something. So I sent her something, and she was amazed with the results that she had. And at the time, she had been praying for God to open a door for her and her health. And then I sent those oils, and she just felt like, you know what, there's something here. And she's one of my best friends, and we talked about this, and we just said, you know what, we have something here, but let's just see what happens. So we kind of started growing a business together. We were talking all the time, but I want to say I still hesitated because I didn't want to be that girl. Whatever the negativity that surrounds network marketing, all that. So I totally hesitated. I didn't want that negativity to, I think I had enough of my own insecurities that I didn't want people being negative toward me, okay? But I want to live naturally, and I want to live simply, and I want to live with the least amount of toxins in our life. And guess what? These products provide that. So what was I afraid of? Maybe, like I said, the rejection, the stigma, the preconceived notions of what somebody might think of me. But guess what? I've already walked through that road with homeschooling. I'm going to be a different homeschooler, and I'm going to be a different network marketer. I love people, and I care about people, and I care about the needs of people, and where they're at and where they're suffering. And I feel like providing health and wellness and suggestions to other people is what I'm supposed to do. Okay? I knew they really, really worked. So there came a time last October, so I had been in this for a while, where I really felt like I needed to step out and be vulnerable. And I've become a big fan of Brene Brown, who says that stepping out in vulnerability is kind of that first step into the arena. Okay? We carry all these things in with us, but I wanted to dare greatly. What if these products and this business could be the answer to not only our health concerns that we were dealing with, because they really work for your health. Okay? We've been an extremely healthy family in the last 2 years that I've been doing this. But what if they were also the answer to the financial issues that we were faced with in living in Southern California? So I dared greatly, and I stepped into this arena and into this business, and it's been a huge, huge blessing. Okay? And I know it can be a blessing too. I've watched other people who have joined us in this, and then some people, they just use the products and they're seeing so many benefits to their health. But through this also, God's totally been working on my character, and I've had to deal with so many of my insecurities, my fears, my issues. But I feel like He's growing me through this. I am a completely different person. And I am realizing, like, even some people that I've known for years, they kind of look at me like, what? What is she saying? Because I was afraid to speak out on so many things. But I'm also learning that I'm worth it. I am worth this effort. And I don't know that I felt that before in life. Like I would sacrifice for everybody else. And there came a point, like about not even that long ago, where I stepped out and said, guess what? I'm worth it. I am worth this. And I get to be at home with my kids while doing this business and still provide. So this, Trina's on here with me, and I appreciate you, Trina. And as you can attest, this is not easy business. Okay, this is not easy, but it's totally worth it. And with determination and perseverance, I have watched so many people join us, and they're determined and they're persevering. There you go. And it's working. It's very, very good. 85% of the people who use doTERRA essential oils, there's so many products, shampoos, facial care, there's so many things. 85% of them just use the product. I kind of fell into and became one of the 15% who chooses this for a business. Okay? 65 to 70% of the people who try, hi Katrina, 65 to 70% of the people who try these products stick with the company. That means they reorder again. They don't necessarily have to do it as a business, but that is amazing retention. Okay? It's amazing. And I want to encourage you, if you just want to try out some essential oils, or you think, you know what, I want this to be a healthier year for my family, and I want to provide naturally for my family, message me, let me know, or message, hi Diane, message me if you want to live naturally. If you say, you know what, I want to provide for my my family naturally, and you would be amazed at the products and the effectiveness. I'm not kidding, but you have to step out. You have to be vulnerable. You have to say, okay, yeah, I'd like to try them out. If you say, you know what, I'm struggling financially, and I could use a little extra income. You know, if it's $500 a month, research shows that people are $500 a month away from like the creditors calling. Like if we could, they're just that close. If you could use that extra $500 a month, that's totally doable. Okay, it's not going to come easy. Okay, I'm not going to just hand it to you, and it's just not handed to you. You have to get out there and work, but it is totally there. It's totally easy. No, I shouldn't say easy. Take that back. If you are determined and you're willing to put forth the effort, it is doable. Also, on our team, we have the best encouragement, the best support, the best training. I just got back from convention, and I was talking to people who aren't on our team about the training we have, and it's really, really good. It's good. There's people, Mitzi Garcia, our Blue Diamond up there, she is always thinking about training and what can take us to that new level, that next level. And she's also asking tough questions. She's made me very uncomfortable. Asking tough questions. It's caused me to look inside. So anyway, that's my story. I feel like this is the beginning though. This isn't the end of the story. This is where I'm at today. I'm so excited for those of you who've joined us in this. Trina, Katrina, Diane, who joined me in this talk and who joined us on this team. I'm excited for you gals. And if I can be of any help, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you reach where you need to, where you want to go. So anyway, thank you for joining. Yeah. Anyway, have a great day. Oh, my heart and prayers today to our friends on the East Coast. We have a couple of our doTERRA people in, we've got one in Miami Beach. We've got one in Orlando. We've got a couple more in Florida. I think we have a couple more up on the East Coast. So be thinking of those people today as this hurricane's going through. And I'm touching base with them as much as I can just to encourage them and to let them know that I'm praying for them over here on the West Coast. So anyway, take care all and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.